How the hell are ya, freaks? Galactic Criminal here. Today we got ourselves a track and video that come very much highly recommended by people in the comments on my last reaction to make them suffer. Now before we get to that though, I got some news that some of y'all might not want to hear. This is gonna be my last video. I know that comes as a shock to a lot of you, kind of out of nowhere, and it is for you, but for me, I've been thinking about this for quite a while. Now, for those of you who've been around for a while, you'll know, and some of you that haven't been around for very long might not know, I've been at this for about 4.5 years, doing a brand new reaction every single day for 4.5 years. I feel it's a hell of an accomplishment going into my analytics here, seeing as I've got almost 118,000 subscribers, almost 18.5 million views, and just over 1 million hours of watch time on my channel. I feel that is an incredible accomplishment, not only being a react channel that started very much late into the game, but a niche reaction channel at that. More recently though, the whole process of doing this has become a lot more, I don't want to say complicated, but kind of more complicated than it was earlier on when I was still discovering new genres of metal, getting into like folk stuff, and then industrial stuff, and then metalcore, and deathcore, and death metal stuff, and the subgenres of all those different kinds of genres, man. It's been incredible to me, and to this point, I do believe that I can call myself a metalhead. It's just each time I go to do a reaction to a band, it's more and more bands that I'm sifting through before I find something that I at least enjoy enough that I feel like I could speak about it, or like it's just new and interesting enough, or just something that completely blows my mind. Now with that said, on to the video. Last week I did a reaction to Make Them Suffer Bones, and that thing I thought was pretty damn incredible, but in that video I said that it would have maybe been cooler, more interesting to me, if the clean section of the track had been just the lady vocalist rather than her being sort of like an underlying harmony on the male lead vocalist. And everyone in the comments on that video said, dude, you gotta check out the track Erase Me. It's got exactly what you're looking for. It stays brutal and melodic, but at the same time having more like clean section being dominated by the female vocalist of the band, which has me all kinds of intrigued. So I went absolutely out of my way to not go ahead and listen to the rest of what they had released on YouTube before I got a chance to check this out. So let's get into it. Make Them Suffer. Race Me with a 1, 2, 3. Are they gone? You know, the snowflakes that have just been waiting for an excuse to unsub from me. Are they gone? Did you fall for that shit? I sincerely hope that you didn't, especially if you've been around for some time. I cannot wait to see what happens to the analytics right at that moment. How many people just leave the video and unsub? I'm not going anywhere, dudes. Let's actually get into this. Make Them Suffer. Erase Me with a 1, 2, 3.
So just erase me, annihilate me, assassinate me. I'm not worth saving, so just erase me.
Huh. Fankhauser. Sorry, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't know who that is. I really liked this. I do have some thoughts. But I definitely think this is pretty much exactly what I was thinking about in Bones. First of all, was there any of you who actually believed me in the beginning of this? Stupid. What a stupid idea. I mean, and then again, it's not the first time I've tried to troll you motherfuckers. The track. Oh my god. I went into this kind of worried that people weren't exactly sure on what I meant. I essentially said, this isn't verbatim, but I remember I guess the idea was the cleaner section of the track, which I thought was cool and I thought was melodic. I thought would have been more interesting had the lady vocals just been the only vocals in a track, just as heavy and brutal as it was, and catchy and fun and melodic. Having the clean, the juxtaposition. I'm using the word wrong, to kind of counteract the the more harsh lead vocals. I just think would have just been a much more clever element to put into that track, and it's something that I kind of recalled hearing on some of their older stuff that I'd reacted to, a couple of their tracks at least, that I remember reacting to, had much more dominant sounding, like, female clean vocals with the keyboard and that on it, and this very much reminded me of that, but I think even more so, being pulled more to the forefront of the, like, hooky style of chorus that I'm sure a lot of people weren't a fan of when they went to check this out before they saw my reaction, or are just hearing this for the very first time. A lot of people aren't a fan of this. I am. If it's done right, I am a fan. It's that, like, modern metalcore elements of using very, like, where's the words? Where is the words? Oh my god! Like, progressive sounding elements, just mashing everything into something that doesn't necessarily have that in it. Now, this isn't something that's new, having like a clean versus harsh sounding, melodic, very brutal sounding metalcore track, but like just the different elements that they pulled into here. The drums were like the fucking MVP for me on this. I love the vocals of both the vocalists, and there was some cool guitar riff stuff happening, lending very well to those other elements, but I feel like the drums just pulled forward the most, dude. Almost like extreme metal style of drums on this thing, blasting out of the gate. I did not see that coming. That 100% sold this track for me. Again, like the melody and everything I thought was cool, but the drums, dude, oh! And then going into the clean, I thought was fantastic. Kind of not just having her do the clean, she did like the hook part of the clean chorus style, and it was kind of broken up by like a bit of a less harsh style scream from the lead vocalist, which I thought was a cool element there, but I was wondering how are they going to come out of this, and they went right back into that like blast beat, extreme metal style fucking drums that I thought was such an incredible, interesting thing to put in here that kind of was a detriment to itself toward the end of the track. I feel they needed a much stronger finish for this track. I kind of enjoyed what was there, that like repeating that, the Erase Me style of chorus that they had there, but even so, they went to like so they go to the last final like drop where I'm anticipating the drop, and I'm thinking they're gonna go back into that like extreme style of drums, and they don't. They have a different style that they hadn't necessarily used. It was kind of indicative of the the clean drumming section in the past of the track, which I was okay with, and a couple of those singing those choruses was fine. But I feel like they should have hit that chorus even harder and like finished out this track with that blast style of beat, dude. Just to kind of just send it home really, really hard at the finish, because it's a very, very hard track, even as beautiful and then like chaotic, but as beautiful as it is and melodic as it is, I feel like it deserved a very, very much harder punch at the end of this track. I feel like it's just like just fucking raging boner for the whole thing, just brrr, brrr, then at the finish it just went nah. It's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I was anticipating this just like rush of a brutal ending to the thing, and it didn't happen. It should have happened. Please make it happen. It won't happen. With that said, though, I can definitely see why this thing has got over 1 million views in less than like a few months. Fantastic. I thought that was great, and her voice was every bit as gorgeous, just butter as I thought it was gonna be. I like it. Some people might not like it because it is a bit of a poppier style of sound thrown into like a very heavy metalcore track. But I'm a fan of that. It kind of reminds me a bit of The Anchor. If you've ever heard The Anchor, they have a nice melodic clean that is sort of relevant to what we got to hear in this. So, yeah, what did you guys think of it? Do you agree with my opinion? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, there'll be a link in the description for this video, so you can go ahead and watch it for yourself. Full screen for audio and get the full experience. And as always, have yourself a fantastic evening.